Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Karen.
And
we are Sailing Intermission. We sold our house and quit our jobs,
Couldn't sell the motorcycle.
started having fun, living on our Catalina 42,
It was rocking and rolling.
and then we decided we needed a bigger boat.
So we bought a Mikado 56. Started to do some work on it.
Home sweet home now.
We've had some rough times and some great times so far.
And we hope you join us and subscribe. We love sharing our adventure with y'all. This Anchorage was really quite lovely, and interestingly enough, around 5:30ish or whatever, the birds would just all rush by. It was like bird rush hour. It was so awesome to see them. At times it was quite choppy here, and at other times it was quite calm. But in any event, at some point, the anchor chain rubbed up against the clam where the anchor locker drains and caused an issue.
And that was really for the birds, but we did end up getting that fixed. These blackbirds, I could never get a good shot to try to identify them. Perhaps someone knows. These, I think, I used to call hawks or something, but I think somebody said they were turkey vultures. Well, at anchor, just looking for stuff to do, end up having a piece of teak could put on as a splash, and that plug was kind of sideways up there with cord running underneath this medicine chest. So I straightened it up and ran the cord through some conduit in the medicine chest. Certainly we were out, got knocked around a little bit, and our corral dishes kind of came crashing out. Actually broke one. So I decided to put up a little simple board with the finger ring to hold them in. The net, you can see here, didn't really do the trick. And I like putting my finger in that hole. We managed to get Hinckley to actually come out to our anchored boat and check the fuel system, which they found one O-ring that was kind of on the wrong side, and so that could have been a source of the air leak. This is showing something that was discovered is this motor mount, this port forward motor mount, which had somehow the nut had come loose and it was dangerously close to the water pump of the engine. This is the motor mount on the other side, and I'm talking about this lower nut seen here, and I don't know why it dropped down. I know these motor mounts look crummy, but here it is all fixed up. They managed to break loose the nuts and adjust it. They had to use a little hydraulic ram to lift the engine, but it's perfect now.
Well, having a loose nut is always dangerous. Yes, we've been having work done at a prominent shipyard, and they are the people that build boats still. They're up in Maine. They used to build sailboats. Now they just do luxury powerboats.
Yes, they have a 150-ton lift, and they can do larger boats, but this is like an 80-footer they had out on the hard working on it. And here's our modest sailboat here at the work dock. It's nice in that as long as they're working on your boat, you don't have to pay a transient fee here.
It sure is nice being here, not worrying about water or electricity. and ended up doing some laundry.
I'd rather watch your thongs dry, but I get it. Women have lots of different types of underwear.
Coming back from another provisions trip, we used this insulated igloo backpack for our cold items, and it's always nice to see Isabella still anchored where we left her. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm actually looking something up in the navigation rules. Oh, hey, I like that.
It's all these swells.
That's swell. We usually put an anchor snubber on, but not always. It came back to bite us because I think the chain crossed under and might have screwed up the clamp that we had replaced that drains the anchor locker. Hey, she can wind my rope anytime.
Hello.
Hey, while you're up there, would you mind adjusting the solar panels?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Thanks. Well, some people think living on a sailboat is very romantic, and it is. At other times, it's kind of mundane,
Just straightening
just
up a
doing
few
everyday
lines.
chores. But we like it.
This might look familiar to y'all. We actually started to go out to travel north, and the engine ran for about 3 hours and then died. And so, yep, we're back near the same Anchorage where we were before. It's like we're in the Twilight Zone. There's a signpost up ahead. Next stop, the Twilight Zone.
It's a deja vu Anchorage.
Anyway, we'll get out of here one day.
Right. Talk about bad luck. So we were at a yacht services place. They went through certainly the all the hoses and filters and all this kind of stuff, and really couldn't find an air leak except this one reversed O-ring that they corrected, which could have been the root of the problem. But we have a new theory. What happens when we leave here, we tend to get bounced around quite a bit, just going out, you know, if we're going to go out 10 miles or something, and even if it's 4-foot waves, you know, we're kind of bouncing around. And I notice on the dual Raycor primary filter we have, it's two-sided. One side was starting to fill up with water again, so I switched it to the other side, and it ran for 20-30 minutes and died. Couldn't get it started. So our next deal is we're going to pump all the fuel out of the tank and redo our fuel tank inside. Might put in epoxy coating on it or something like that. It's got to be that. The vacuum gauge showed a very low reading below 2, which is where it should be, so there was no obstruction. Who knows? Baby steps.
I'm gonna sand this big hard hole.
This was actually a man overboard pole that came with the boat, and they had painted it white. And like Karen has said before, that this could be teak. So we're going to sand it and find out. The pole is actually 7.5 feet long. It's a bit of a handful, so we may cut a foot off of it and have this nice, if we finish it in size teak, poly it probably and put the little headpiece back on.
I'm not sure if this is teak or something else. I've got a long way to go, but Burmese teak is so expensive. We thought we'd go ahead and sand this, give it a shot. Whatever, it'll be a lot prettier than what it is now.